Hey, so here's how you can use render segments. Render segments uses markers to indicate what part of your sequence you like to render. So first, what I like to do is to place render segments beside my markers panel. And later, you'll know why I use it this way. So in this particular example, I have a sequence here that has a clip that is almost 20 minutes long, and I like to export this clip into multiple parts. So just for example, I like this part as part 1, and then part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, and then part 7, and then maybe part 8. If you count this again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should create 8 markers. So it says here we can create markers from clips of track V1. So if we click this, now it says we have created 8 render segment markers. So the next step is to choose whatever encode presets that we have created in Media Encoder. So let's say I like this preset. Now it will open Media Encoder for us, and then it will place all of our cuts in our Media Encoder queue. Now we can just press this to start our queue, or we can use start encoding button. It will do the same thing, and then we can also clear our queue to clear this out. So since we don't need to encode this project for now, we can clear our queue, and then this remove button will just clean all of our markers. So let's say we have an existing markers here. And then we have a marker that's from render segments. So what will happen? If we click this again, it will just add one item even if we have 2 markers here, because it says here render segment markers only. And then we have a switch here. If we want to use this tool, if we want to use our existing markers like this one, we can turn this off, and then for now we can clear our queue. And then if we add this to our queue again, now you can see that we have 2 items, and then the file name here will be whatever the marker name is, but this one has no marker name. So it uses the sequence name and then whatever the position of our marker is in seconds. So this is 193 seconds in our sequence. So that's why I like to put render segments beside our markers, so we can just edit the name, maybe sample, or maybe we can just use part 1 and part 2. And now we can maybe clear our queue again, and then maybe choose different preset. And now we have created 2 items, that is part 1 and part 2. Now if you want to start encode right away, after we click this, we can just turn this on, and then I can clear this for now. And then if we add this to our queue again, this sample media encoder preset, now it will start right away, so we can have lesser clicks. And then we can stop this for now because we don't really need it, and then we can clear this. So in this second example here, we can use selected. or create. So what selected does is we can select parts of our sequence that we like to render. So if we click selected, it will create a marker that is based on how long or what is selected in our timeline. So maybe just this part. So what if I just selected this one? So it will create this short. And then this marker name input text field is just we can use whatever marker name it is. So if maybe just a sample, and then we can select this one and then create. It will name our marker as sample. But for what I like to do is name it as part and then turn this on. And then what it does is if we create a marker using selected, we can see that it is named as part 1 because we turned on using index. This one, part 2, part 3, part 4, and so on. And then we can just we can just turn this on so that we will not include any random markers that existing in our project, and then choose a preset. Now we can see that we have proper file names in our render item. So we can stop this for now and then clear our queue, and then we can just turn this off. And then we can also remove markers. So in this example, I have existing markers. So like our first example, what if we like to use this? So we can turn this off, or for now we can export this, and then it will say that we have no render segment or render item marker detected because we haven't created any markers from this tool. But what's good is this is we can also use existing markers from our past projects. So we can just turn this off and then go to our markers and then edit. We can edit the marker name. Maybe this is a sample 1, sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, then this is IG1 for Instagram 1, Instagram 2, Instagram 3, and Instagram 4. So we have markers here that has no duration, like this 2 right here, and then we have 5 markers that has duration, like this here. So what will happen if we add this to our queue? So it has added only 5 items because it will not include any markers that has no duration, like this one, even if we have a marker name. So that's how those are the things you have to remember. And then we can also choose whatever destination we like to save this. But what I like to recommend is to export this with your project where your project file is, and then don't forget to erase this field if you're done, or if you like to use a different marker name. So that's basically what render segments do. So if you have questions, you can ask here. So we have a support here, and then you can just click this, and then we have info and then links. Then you can close this. All right, so I hope you understand this tutorial, and thank you for watching.